Hey guys, back. Hopefully, I didn't lose too many people. Sorry about that. Yep, sorry about that. Is that my friend Chess Wizard? Hey, Chess Wizard, how are you? No, that's Sudakus. That's Chess Wizard's theme song, it seems like. But yes, hello, Darkness. So I take it we're back? All right, hopefully we're back. Oh, P Flight sees the stream. We're back to third person. That's great. Great, busy. I actually closed down and reopened um, OBS. I don't know why I did that. Weird thing about it though, I can keep chatting with you because I didn't lose total internet. Just OBS kind of like crashed a little bit, so I was able to chat and let you know that I'd be back. But yeah, I couldn't talk to you. You couldn't hear me. All right, so I was saying that this move is again normal for me. I like this move, and the option is to go here or here. Those are my two major candidates. Do I want the pawn here? I said I toyed with this idea for a moment, but only for a moment. It didn't really. I didn't really think it was anywhere playable. Hi again. He is here with me, but is asking for me to pay up. Who's asking you to pay up? What are you talking about? I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right. So we went with the queen to b6. All right. Ah, cool. Yeah, a lot of people do third person, guys. A lot of people. All right, so what do we got here? We're attacking the pawn, so the bishop doesn't want to move. And we're attacking the pawn twice. So how do you protect the pawn? So the simplest way is to move the bishop out of the way, right? And so I kind of knew, and I predicted. By the way, this is one of the things I did. So I was trying to remember how I used to play over the board. It's been 20 years, guys, since I played in a serious over the board tournament. 20 years. And if I'm going to go back into it, I was wanting to get my thinking straight. And I couldn't even remember how I used to think when I played. So I was trying to remember what was it I used to do. And one of the things that I've seen other strong players do, and I remember, yeah, I used to do that. During your opponent's move, you could think about your plan. Like, I want to do this. Yeah, I think this is good. I might do this to keep the bishop out. Blah, blah, blah. I want to maybe do this first and then castle. And yeah, okay. So you can come up with your plans, right? That's fine. You could do that. Oh, wow. Wow. Yours is 50 years since you played over the board? Mine was only 50 years, ST? Wow. All right. So I was like, okay. But then I remembered what do these players do? Oh, they guess, they anticipate what their opponent's going to do. Yes, P Flight. When I said good luck, have fun, I did it in Russian. Like you chat right before you play, where you say good luck and have fun. I've changed my language on my Lichess to be in Russian. And so I could click the good luck and have fun, and it says it in Russian to them. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I actually, if you look at my profile, I use a Russian flag now. I don't even have the American flag. Yeah, forget the United States. I put on the Russian flag for intimidation factor. Okay, so so Sudakus' style. Oh, you guys are good. Yeah, psychological advantage. That's Vidania. Anyway, so yeah, so I thought, okay, he's got to move here. So now, anticipating this move. Now it's not a forced move, but it's the most logical move, right? So if he's going to move here, I had to start thinking, okay, what am I going to do next? And so I didn't have to wait a lot of time to play my move. I decided I'm going to have to do this. I got to get the knight. I got to get the bishop. I want a castle. Okay, I'm going to go here. He surprised me and took. Most people do not take. Most people would be doing this. By far, most people would be doing that. Yeah, most people would be doing that. All right, so I was happy. When he took, I was very happy. And I'm like, okay, this is great. This is normal. We're going here next. By the way, I don't use the analysis on the computer, but what I have, why you see arrows, is because I'm sorry, I don't even know why it was open. My Explorer database was open. And by the way, I've told you guys many times that when I look at the Explorer database, I don't see my own games. Now, I guess it's because you have to play so many games, because right now I'm looking at it. Let me show you full screen, guys. Right now I'm looking at it, and if you look over here, our game that we just played is already listed in the opening database. And I swear when I first started playing for months, my games would not, even if I'm going over my own game, it would not show up in here as in the database. And here's a little make you feel good. It's listed as top games, recent games. I'm not even the recent game. I'm under top games. My game with Asdrubal Barca is the third top game. Top game. That's pretty cool. Oh, is that why you think it's, excuse me, because of the rating? You don't like the guy? You don't even know why. I don't know why I don't like him. I don't like him. Anyway, so I like this. This is what I had anticipated, these moves. This is how I expected the game to go once he took, anyway. I again, anticipate him castling, and after he castled, I was already planning. This is a nice natural move for the bishop. I used it in the exchange variation and use it in other variations, so I'm very happy. Yes, Gotham is aggressive, but nice. I actually like him. He's a New Yorker, so it's usually an acquired taste. Anyway, so the knight move kind of threw me off a little. Not threw me off, but I just didn't expect the knight move, guys. I don't know why. I think I was expecting the bishop here to get rid of my good bishop, but he didn't. He moved the knight, and I castled. And again, I had candidate moves. I thought about going here, but then the knight just comes here and gets to force a trade. I thought about going here to keep the knight out, so that was contemplated. I even thought about coming all the way back, and I could even do things like this so that I might be able to threaten mate, because this, guess what? That knight isn't in the normal square. So I could change the battery by putting the bishop here out of harm's way. I don't have to worry about this knight ever hitting the bishop, and I could probably get this queen move in and at some point go for mate. Didn't try that, but that might be a valid thing, and that would be something when you're analyzing your opening repertoire, because you play the same opening. It's also good to mix up and play tons of different openings. But if you play the same opening, then you could do that. You could say, okay, let me try that, and I'm going to try this the next time I play. Right? So you're not playing the exact same variation every time. By the way, yes, I agree totally. Gotham is more aggressive, and Rosen and Bartholomew are more relaxed. By the way, I think in strength-wise, it's Bartholomew, Rosman, Rosen. Yeah, I think that's the order of strength right now. I don't know why either, TK. Who does that? Who calls you that? Is this a third-person thing where you're calling yourself the king of draws and you don't know why? When you say they, is it you? Okay. So I castled. I decided to castle. And I thought from here, this was logical. Actually, I wrote notes, guys. If you go over, if you look at, well, I don't think you could see them, but I made private notes on all of this, so I could then add those notes into here, because I don't know how to make it so it'll show up automatically. Yeah, he might be higher rated, but Rosman beats him more times than not head-to-head. I think Rosman has been beating him head-to-head. Okay, yeah, I didn't say they're far. Well, they're all IMs, so I don't think any of them are far apart. All right, here I anticipated here as a possible move, and I said, great, I'll just chase you away. You can't come here and harass my queen anymore, because my bishop would just take you off. So here was, I didn't care, right? This was like, and that's why this move I thought was bad. I thought this move was like one of his, this move was not normal, and this move I thought was just bad. I just thought it was bad. I thought this was bad because, oh yeah, 100 points is definitely a lot. But in Lichess, it's not the same. You should look at their over-the-board ratings. Find out what the over-the-board ratings is. All right, so, but here I thought this was bad. One, it puts the knight on the rim, which we know is grim, right? Or dim. But a knight on the rim is mighty grim. And so it's not, and the only square he's going to have is here, which I thought for a moment about taking, but no way. Why am I doing that? This knight has no life here. So from here, I could have pushed him away whenever I was ready. All right. So my queen comes here, and now I have a simple attack. I have a pawn. All right. Oh, well, if they're 100 points different over the board, that actually is significant. Because 100 points in USCF rating means that you would win 3 out of 4 times. 3 out of 4 times. So if Rosen is 100 points higher than Rosman, his over-the-board rating shows him as being stronger, 75% better than, he'll win 75% of the games head-to-head. But now that's normal chess, not blitz, not speed. And so to be fair, I'd say Rosman is better at blitz and bullet and speed. But Rosen actually does better when they're head-to-head, when they had their match head-to-head. Rosen actually did better in the slower time frame. Rosen was ahead, but then Rosman caught up in the blitz. Yeah. And I buy it totally. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So Bartholomew, I'm vindicated. I said he was the stronger of the three, and he is. He is. If you're 100 points higher, that means he should beat them 3 out of 4 times. They're all IMs. Still beat them 3 out of 4 times. By the way, you should check like Hikaru versus those guys, and that'll show you how often Hikaru is supposed to beat them. Yeah, that's a nice rating. Over the board? Sweet. All right. So this move came, and I thought, okay, well, maybe he's looking to shore it up so he could take with a pawn and have a pawn here, you know, all nice pawn chain. But I wasn't going to take. If he goes here, I'm just pushing him away. I'm still just pushing him away, guys. So I didn't think this move did anything. And then I thought, okay, well, maybe he plans on attacking the knight. But that's okay. Look how long he has before he could put a rook on this file to worry my queen. He can't worry my queen anytime soon. This pawn push really doesn't bother me. The knight could just go away. So I had to make this decision because I'm like, yeah, me too. Me too, Ratchet. Hey, by the way, Ratchet was watching my game. Sudaku's Chess watched my game for a while. And I'll tell you, it made me feel good. I was like, wow, I got fans not in like of my stream, but guys that were rooting for me, right? I got support. I got people that were, I hope, they might have been watching going, I hope he gets destroyed. I hope Tiberian gets destroyed. But I'm hoping they were supportive. I'm just guessing they were. And it made me feel good. I'm going to believe they were being supportive. Anyway, so I said, you know, maybe this isn't safe because, you know, then they're going to get this. But I was like, nope, I don't care. Go for it. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Sudakus. Thank you. I always root for you, my friend. Oh, and that's right. Ratchet was streaming I got to go watch your stream, Ratchet. I got to go watch your VOD. Oh, wait, you're not even an affiliate. Do you even get to keep your VODs? I don't even think your VODs stay, do they? Or, yeah, they stay, but just a short of time, right? Cool. Thanks, Ratchet. So, yeah, I took the time, figured it out, said, 1, I'm not scared of this. 2, I'm not scared of this because I wasn't going to trade it anyway. So I'm going to take and come back. And so this is where we talk about, good, Ratchet. This is what we're talking about. Yeah, Ratchet, I agree. This is where I said, well, this is a forced move. He has no choice. And anytime you can, this is a basic theory. Anytime I can force an opponent's move, it gets higher up on my list of candidates. Even if it's not the greatest move, if I could force moves, it gets up on my candidate list. Now, here's where the opposite is true. You like forcing moves because it's clear and you could do your analysis ahead of time and figure out what's going to go on. Where it's negative is they have to make that move. They don't have to take a lot of time. They don't have to waste any time. And by the way, if after all your forced moves, they have to make all those moves, if at the end of it you're not winning, you didn't do yourself any favors because you forced them to make moves that actually ended up making you not better. Right. So, forced move and free pawn. So, there was no hesitation, really. And then I'm going to come back. Now, I said there was no hesitation. Let's see how long it took. I had 30:44. I used 3 minutes. Wow. I used like 3 minutes. Now, then again, I was purposefully trying to play slow, find candidate moves, decide what I wanted to do. So, that is part of it. So, I did look at like pawn here, so that if he pushes, I would just take. I thought about pawn here, I thought about pawn here, and then pawn here. So I did think about these pawns. And that's what I did. Yeah, I should. Yeah, I should, no, it doesn't defeat the point. Highlight that baby. Yes. Anyway, so we got the check, and this is the only safe square for the bishop. Have no other safe squares for the bishop. So that was forced for me because I'm not going to leave it there. I mean, I didn't mind him doing this too much if I could get a good sack, but I didn't think I had a good sack. So yeah, this was forced. So we come back. He doesn't push the pawn. He doesn't put the knight here. Instead, he puts the knight here. So I'm again, I'm like, one, I was a little confused, but then I was like, now he sees that he could force the trade off my bishop. Right? That's what I'm figuring. That now he figures out I can trade off the bishop, which he wants to get rid of. But now I'm up a pawn. So I'm already feeling good about myself. I've got the kind of center I want. My pieces are good. I'm going to get this bishop into the game. By the way, I said normally you do this, right? This game, it came to light in my mind that I also may have this opportunity many times. So I'm going to add that to my understanding of the opening, that I can push this e5. Now, when that knight's here, that knight likes to plop in here. Then I usually take and have this pawn, and I have a passed pawn. But it's hard to get it down there, not in the middle game, right? Anyway, so that's how that game usually flows. But with the knight here, which I've run into once, I think this is the only time, I'm looking at this as a possibility earlier in the game. So something for me to think about. Decide to slide my queen over. Why? So that way when he does this, he gets no tempo. I'm going to drop the bishop back here. And so he cannot trade my bishop. I'm not going to protect the bishop. I want to hide the bishop. And I want the bishop to stay on this beautifully long diagonal. I love my diagonal. So that's reason one. I don't want this to force a trade. And so the queen goes away first. Two, and I actually made the note, I want to get the queen from the queen side where he was on an open file, right? I don't want my queen on an open file that he's looking like he wants to pawn push to. He's got this bishop, he's got this bishop, this knight could get active, the queen could get active. I'm figuring this is kind of scary. I anticipated him moving this pawn up, stepping his king up, and trying to get the rook over here and double up on this pawn with the rook and the bishop. That's what I anticipated. So I said, I'm going to get my queen over to where the action is on the king side. Plus, I like the possibility of a check later. And if he does nothing, right, if he does nothing about it, you know, if he does something silly like this, or even, well, this actually could stop it. But if he did something silly like this, I'm going to go checkmate him, right? Checkmate in two. Oh, yeah, you need to get your left spec set up, definitely. All right. Oh, I can clip it? Yeah, I might do that. I might do that. Hey, Chess Wizard, you up late tonight, my friend? You're here late and you're up late. That's cool. All right, so the bishop move, again, anticipated. And I thought about taking, knight takes, and then I have like here with a discovered attack here. But he has two pieces on here, so then I thought, okay, what else can I do? I could push, actually I think I was thinking about pushing the pawn, but then his knight could take here, but oh no, I have two. You can't get it. So I could push on the knight if his knight were here. So those were considerations, but obviously I was looking for something a little better, a little more aggressive. And I said, I have a check. And the nice thing about the check is we're back to forced moves. You can't put the bishop here. It's checkmate. So if he can't put the bishop here, that's the only thing he could do to block the check. It's a forced move. So now that it's a forced move, I don't have to guess what he's going to do. It's a forced move. So we can put that move on the board. So in my head, on my analysis back here, I'm thinking, because I also anticipated this move, I said, okay, I can go here, right? Because I was thinking he might come here with the knight, and that might be better for him because then I can't get here. His queen would be able to be traded. All right, so, but the bishop, I thought he might. It might be a mistake, but I thought he might. I get check. He moves. He has to move away. He has to move away. And once he moves away, I was like, okay, now I could bring my knight here, and I'm threatening mate again. I said, okay, so what can put a wrench into this? The only thing I saw that he could do is he has to keep this bishop. He can't let me take it because then with my queen and queen here, it's still mate. So he's going to have to take. So after all this, queen here, king here, knight here, bishop takes, I was like, okay, then what do I do? I was like, I almost stopped analyzing. I almost said, oh, well, he takes the bishop, gets my bishop for free, and is still protecting the square. So I can't do this. That was my thought. I can't do it. He gets my bishop for free. And then I thought, yeah, but I can push the pawn blocking the bishop from the square. And if I push the pawn, he could take it with the bishop, I could take it with my knight, and I'm back to threatening mate. And by the way, when all this, if this is not here, this is not here, let's say this and this are not here either, and this is not even here, we don't care. Let's say all those are not here and the pawn is here. I have this rook hitting this pawn. I have my queen ready to go, and I have my knight here. He has no way to stop mate with his king here. If he moves the rook away, I still get check. He has to slide here, and then the rook comes here and says mate. So I was thinking, I get mate anywhere I slice and dice it. I should have mate. So I thought I have a forced mate. You don't think it works, Chess Wizard? Tell me about it. What don't you think works, Chess Wizard? Tell me, I'm curious. I'm curious. Because this is a game I played today, so I'm curious. Now, the difference between Chess Wizard and Ratchet is, Ratchet would say, that doesn't work. Chess Wizard says, I don't think that works. E5, eh? Yes, yes, Busy. See, Busy, we think alike, my friend. We think alike. So I played the move. I played the move with understanding that all this was going to happen. And he didn't do it. I was all ready for this, and then this. And then I want to know, what does he do? So, anybody want to show Chess Wizard what now? Pushing the pawn, the pawn can take, and the bishop can always go back to g3. Okay, wait. So you're talking about this situation right now, Chess Wizard? Pushing the pawn can take. This is called checkmate, Chess Wizard. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, this is what I had anticipated happening, and this is what I had hoped would happen, and because I didn't see any way out of this checkmate. I thought it was beautiful. Knight here, checkmate. Rook here, which is the only, you can't even take back, because if he takes back, it's checkmate immediately. Just checkmate immediately. So he can't even take back. So the rook move doesn't work. Check and mate. Yeah, and not this one, although, no, not that one, because then the knight gets to block. And then that's still checkmate, actually. That's still checkmate, but that's a wasted move. Yeah. Ban that guy. No way. Chess Wizard's one of my favorite students, real life students. All right, so I got here, and he bailed. And I looked and I said, okay, he's either thinking this, which doesn't work. He would lose the bishop. In the end, he'd lose the bishop for the pawn. Or he was thinking block here, and I take, and I'm still going to win a free piece. I wish that I could see something else brilliant, right? I wish I could see this is another still mate. Or I could do this first and there's a mate, but there is no mate. Yeah, that stops the mate. Hey, Kisme, thank you for the good game. Thank you. So anyway, yeah. So I thought it's a free piece. Take the free piece. He still can't take because it's still mate. So he has to block the mate. Again, I stopped and thought about it. I was like, well, I could move here. I don't have to take, but then of course he checks me. That's no fun. Yeah. So it was clear. I take. Taking free pieces is always good. Here's where you could trip up. You're up a whole piece, and you could say, oh, I'm going to check him again because checking, right? We look for checks. But then I'd have two pieces under attack. Not good, guys. All right? He just moves up. If the knight moves, he wins the bishop. If the bishop moves, he wins the knight. So, I mean, that's silly because the bishop is protected. Attacked once, protected once. Knight can't go here, would block the protection. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go. It could go here, but then he just takes. And after he takes, you could take. Now, I guess you could have went here. He could have taken, you could say check. He could come up, and you could take here. That's playable, right? That's playable because you could just back up. That's playable. I tell you the truth, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it. So what about bishop to h2? Yeah, I don't like bishop to h2 because now two pieces are under attack. And I think you're going to lose one. Oh, before taking, yes, I did think about that. Good one, Busy. I spent some time. If you check my clock, I spent a whole minute on a minute and a half, and you get a half a minute. I spent 2 minutes. Looking. Oh, you looked at it on stream, Ratchet? That is awesome because I was doing it too. It's in my notes. I was looking at check first. Again, forced move. I actually went further, Ratchet. I further went here. But I went here because I was thinking this pawn had taken the bishop, right? I thought this whole thing was cleaned up where this pawn was no longer here. And I just thought the bishop was free. I thought my bishop was free. And I thought, that's so sneaky. I go here, force check, whatever, and he can't take here because he's in check. So he takes my knight, only move, or king could take, and then my bishop would win the queen. I was so proud. That was my thought before he ever moved here. I was thinking of it. And then he moved here, and I said, "Oh yeah, let me see if that works again. I got to double check. I go here. He has to go here. I go here, and then he has to take or take, and then I get to take." And I was like, "No, I don't. There's something in the way." Man, that would have been a blunder. That would have been a terrible blunder. Good night, thinker teacher. That would have been a terrible blunder. So yeah, I did think about it though, but it doesn't work. And so just doing this by itself it didn't work in my mind because I still have to take, and we're back to the same story that I have two pieces under attack. Right here I still have two pieces under attack. Okay. So yeah, cleaner was just take, and not put the knight here either, although that one I just looked at does actually work. Surprisingly, the knight one does work because if the knight takes, you get the check, and then you can take back the knight. So it just depends if I want to give up my bishop for the knight. Really, that's really about it, because I don't get anything. I didn't win any pieces. I didn't win any pieces by doing that. So I just decided to keep the knight, and inexplicably, he traded down again because I'm thinking you're losing. You're down a whole piece, and he's trading pieces. That makes life a lot easier. Now, it gets rid of my bishop, but that makes life a lot easier for me. So I took a little bit of time to decide. I thought, I could put my knight here. Not here, of course. White squares are bad. Dark squares are good. So I thought I could put it here. I could put it here. I could put it here. Attacking this pawn. So I thought about those things, and I think Ratchet, when I looked at your stream later when you were going over it with me, the computer liked this move. But I'm not a computer, guys. All I could see if I did that, he's going to cover, and yes, I can expose it, but I didn't like it. And I didn't like it partly because of the simple rule of thumb that, one, I'm putting the rook out here, which means my rooks are not going to ever be connected. My rooks are never going to be connected. So, knight to f6 on move 3. Oh, was it? Well, okay. But the computer wanted you to take pawn. Pawn takes pawn. I didn't want to play that line. I looked at that line pre-game. Pre-game because he played the bishop. Because he played the bishop to d3, I looked at the line of bishop take, pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn, and then developing, and I didn't like it. I didn't like my pawn on e6. I didn't like his pawn on d5 in comparison. I didn't like it. He'd have an open, easier time of developing than me. So I disagree. I didn't want to do it. I knew the computer liked that move. How about, I'll even tell you a step further. Before the game started, I was like, okay, if he gets into this, do I do what the computer said was the best move and take the pawn, which I've done many times. But like I said, it's normally when it's a different move order. Do I take the pawn and just trade it off and keep the game open? Or do I play the way I think I should play, which is giving me a chance to transpose into something I'm familiar with? I went with transpose into something I'm familiar with. Yeah, so this pawn is hanging if I want to take it with the rook and not give back anything because I'm up a whole piece. So, but I'd lose the exchange, but I'd still be up a whole piece. Right? Yeah. Now, if I go here attacking this pawn, then I could take this pawn. So, there you go. There you go. On that, I would, yeah, I know, but I mean, I can't take it yet. But I think what you're saying is if you go here, he's pretty compelled to protect. If he moves the knight, it's not protecting, but he can move the king here or here, probably here so that he can bring the rook over. But I hear you now, because now I get to do this. And that's probably well worth it all by itself, guys. Right? I mean, this is the best he can do to attack my rook. And then do I have, yep, I don't know if that works. Yeah, because if he goes here, I can go here. I don't know if the bishop takes, I could take back with check, but then I don't get one of the pieces. Yeah, I wonder what happens here. And you take check, and again, do I want to give up? I don't see why I'm giving up any exchange material, but I have no squares to protect the knight. You like to, oh, take the bishop because it attacks the rook. Duh. I'm with you. Yeah, that works. That for sure works. Yeah, I like it. You can come back and attack the knight. And then we can actually protect the knight and we're in good shape. Yeah, I think we're fine. Yeah, I'll buy it. Good job. Good job, Ratchet. Yeah, I didn't see it. I like it. I like it. I like it. But my thinking at the time, I didn't tactically work that out. Because I agree with you. Tactically, I agree. That's the better move. Keeps the double attack on the pawn and attacks here. So it's a double attack. Although my two pieces are still not playing. And this one's on the rim. So I'm playing with one piece. Now, so my thought was, while that might win, I didn't see the variation, right? Full disclosure, admitting, I did not see that variation. I didn't look for that variation. No, I had to restart at Chess Wizard. It died. OBS died, so I had to restart. So it looks like I started 30 minutes ago. Yeah, it's right back to back. Okay, so yes, totally agree, Ratchet. This was the better tactical move, and I wish I had found it. So this is a good puzzle for me, but I'll tell you my thinking at the time. My thinking at the time was I can attack the pawn, he could protect the pawn. I'm totally missing the fact that I would maintain a double attack here. Totally missing it. And if I didn't miss it, I'd have to figure out this, and this, and this, which I might have been able to do all that calculation. As the GM says, you got to calculate. But I thought, you know what? I'm up a whole piece. I don't want my rooks to be disconnected. Going towards the end game, even if I can win a pawn, because that's all we said, it was a pawn, right? He could have just taken back with the knight. So it's just winning a pawn. I didn't want my rooks to be disconnected. Again, I didn't see it at all. If I saw it, I probably would have done, because free candy is still free candy. But I decided to keep my rooks connected, and that's why I didn't go to any one of these squares, or this square, was because I wanted to connect my rooks. So my next plan was to get the bishop off the back rank, maybe even push this pawn soon, and now that I have my rooks connected, I can look at doubling them up. So watch what happens, because, as you know, Ratchet, I go back out there again anyway. Yes, I'm up a piece. So this move I thought was a bad move. Where do rooks belong? On open or semi-open files. But I guess he wanted to free the knight. I guess. I guess. Yeah, rook to f6. I was thinking, I did look at rook to f6. Bishop moves and double up. But again, my thought process at the time was I want him connected as fast as possible. All right. But you'll see, so I moved the bishop. I thought this was, I didn't think it was a good move. I didn't think it did anything. And he moved the king over for later. And I said, okay, now that my rooks are connected, now I can be aggressive. So now I'm going for this pawn. And yes, I could have stayed here and then become aggressive also. But I did look at things like he could go here and then come here to harass my rook, right? And I didn't want to give him any harassments of the rook, so I put him all the way back. That's all. Yeah, I think what you said is quite valid and quite good. I think it would work, Busy. My thought process at the time was connect my rooks and give them no counterplay. I didn't want him to have any counterplay. That's why I didn't put him on even here. I thought he could go here too. But I was like, why give him any counterplay at the moment? I could take my time. Yeah, I think you always want my rooks to be connected. They're stronger. All right, so this was, I like this because the idea was I was going to push this pawn, discovered attack, and I'm attacking, just like Ratchet was saying that I had a double attack here. Well, now I have a double attack coming this way. His answer to that was to block my rook from the pawn, and I thought, great. Again, my rooks are connected. I want my rooks connected. Yeah, I might not. I should maybe have been afraid of the of any counterplay. He's down a piece. He's willing to trade pieces when he's down a piece. I shouldn't have worried, but I thought I'm going to play solid. I'm going to play solid winning moves and not jump it. You know, this would have been. I think this would have been good, but it took understanding that his king is going to come after my rook. That I win it with the pawn, with the knight, if he lets me. Otherwise, I win this one. But I win this pawn with the knight, and then I gotta, deal with him attacking my rook, and I gotta realize that I can take the bishop and, in turn, attack the. It's just a lot of things to worry about. And through all of that planning, Ratchet and guys, my bishop and my rook would still be out of the game. All right, so yeah, I think e5 is looking good. Again, a move that before playing online with you guys and teaching and doing things, I don't think I would have looked even toward this move. It would not be a normal move I used to look at. But now I look at pawn breaks a lot more and opening up this bishop and making him come to life. So the first thing I did was I took this rook, and now our rooks look like this. So I feel better. The bishop is still not really in life. And this knight is not looking too good, right? Neither one is doing a lot. And I want them to do a lot. So, again, I'm not sure the purpose, because it didn't matter. Oh, no, I'm not sure of the purpose. I know why. Because I was not only hitting that pawn now with the doubling, I'm hitting that pawn. And that pawn I would have taken in a heartbeat if he stayed over here. Because not only do I win a pawn, but I trade off a rook. I am happy to trade off pieces. Happy to trade off pieces. That's true, Busy. No one would notice. No one would notice. There you go, Busy. There you go. e5 discovers the attack here, by the way. I'm threatening bishop skewering and winning the rook. So he can't take unless he's willing to give up that. And my first thought was his knight would come here. Not that it does anything, but that was my first thought, that if his knight does something like that, besides this, I can push here on his bishop and knock his bishop out of the way, and then I can win this pawn, and life is easy. But I also thought I can win here, but I also thought that wow, I found he had to find that he's going to have to find a good move, right? He's got to find a good move. And that's the move. That protects twice. This is still protected twice. And now he's attacking my rook. So I know Ratchet wanted me to go ahead and give away this rook for a bishop or something. He wanted me to give up the exchange. Yes, Ratchet wanted e4. So Ratchet, you missed this one. I saw it late. I did see it before he made it, but I saw it late, right? I didn't see it, but I saw it and I said, okay, so that's okay. If he goes here, I'm just going to calmly move my rook away because I'm good. I'm happy. I don't care. If he takes, that's okay. What was my plan if he takes? Oh, I'm going to just take back with the knight, attack the bishop. I was happy. I was fine. And I like it because all these pieces are locked down, protecting stuff. None of these pieces are active. And so I'm feeling good. I don't know. No, Linear Stork. He has the record easily. I think like 7 or 8 times now. He's been the first chatter. Chess Wizard many times has been the first chatter, but not as many times as Ratchet. And King, who I haven't seen in a while, Krish King, I have not seen him in a while, and he used to be a first chatter a lot. Yeah, Linear. Yeah. Yeah, every time. Well, you need to come more often. I don't know about 20 or 30 times. I don't even know if I've streamed 20 or 30 times. I don't think I've had first chatter awards for 20 or 30 times. Well, maybe I have. Anyway, all right, so we moved the rook back. I liked it, right? Hitting here. And I did have an analysis. Actually, I believe it happened, so let's just keep going. I like a calmer move, Busy. Me too. What about bishop to h3 check? Knight takes, and then what? Okay, what am I missing? What am I missing, young Padawan? Chess Wizard? What was your plan after that? What do you mean transferable, my friend? And I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. All right, so I don't know, Chess Wizard. All right, so yeah, I thought I'm with Busy. A nice calm move does nothing, doesn't hurt anything. I thought he was going to take. I thought he would take, and then have a discovered attack here later. But I was quite fine with this. Yep. Yes. Yes. Except this could chase me away. But I like this and then this, right? Don't give him time to do that, maybe. But I also like, I just like bringing another knight into the play. I think it's going to be lights out. Yeah, I love my bishop. Okay, so I've saved him for the whole game. But anyway, he surprised me and put the question here, and I said, great, I'll take the pawn. This is even better. Now I got the knight where I wanted it, and I didn't have to give up the pawn. I was very happy. Very happy. Now, I contemplated my next move doing this with one of them or the other. Computer liked it. I believe Ratchet found out because he was using the computer. But I thought about taking with the bishop. The bishop would take back. Probably the knight would take. And then he gets to take here. This pawn is probably going to fall depending on where I go and what I do. And I was like, okay, I could take this pawn, but eh. And then I thought, well, I could take with the knight. He takes with the bishop, I take here, and now I'm threatening this rook, and I said that's the one. I like that. I like knight takes, bishop takes back. We got this threat. He can have this pawn. I'm going to take here with check. His king takes back. I'm going to take here. That was my plan. Oh, good, Ratchet. Much better. So that's what I was thinking. I only joined you after the game, so I didn't see the in-game analysis. I'm going to go watch. So rook to f6, right? This rook? Yes, rook to f6 could have been played, but where am I going to go afterwards, Chess Wizard? If you mean this rook, I can't go here. You know, you want to go there. You want to say check and chase him into the corner, but I can't go there. And unfortunately, after I go here, even if I could, I can't even take the pawn. I might get moves like this. Yeah, it's just no, I don't think so. E4. Ah, yeah. E4 first, blocking the bishop, and then doing it. Well, I'm not going to do it while I'm going to give up a knight. I'm not going to give him back the candy just to get the king over here. Nope, not with the knight here. So maybe now, right? Maybe now. But, you know, the bishop moves. Maybe he moves here. Well, no, yeah, he could actually. Anyway, so let's get back to it. Because what happened was he did move the bishop away. And I had to think again because I'm like, okay, if I take, he takes back, I get the skewer. We're in shape, right? That would be good. That would be good. This would pull, but yeah, it pulls it over. You get the check. Let's say he moves, I don't know where. Say he moves back, I guess. Let's say he moves over here. Yeah, let's say he moves over here. You take, and then he gets to take, and you're still trade. Trading is not bad for me, but that's what I was thinking. I even thought I could take, he could take with either one. So yeah, nope. I decided to get my and so this is where I felt good. This is where I felt like my thinking was right. Even if I missed the tactic, I missed Ratchet's tactic earlier, right? The two attack, right? The double attack. I missed the tactic. But I played solid and I played with principle, connecting my rooks. Again, I'm with busy. I could have went here. I'm not arguing that because I still would have connected my rooks soon enough, right? I'm still going to connect my rooks soon enough. But I thought he might play for the open file, but he didn't. He played behind the pawn, right? If he had played for the open file, I think it would have made it a little more risky, me not keeping my rooks connected. But anyway, I could have went here. But okay, I didn't make the best move, but I made a principled move. I made a move that within the principles of the way I'm trying to think. So I liked that move. I loved this move. I didn't care if I had a better tactic right now. I didn't care if this take, check, win here. I didn't care. Actually, this check doesn't even work because the rook's not holding it. Duh. That check doesn't even work. Never mind. This doesn't even work at all because that's only hit once. Anyway, but even if it worked, I like this better. Why? Because I took a knight that was not doing anything. I took a knight that was unhealthy and improved my knight. Now, tactically, I think I could have still done what I was talking about, right? He can't take here. Skewer, thank you. Right? Pin, actually. Pin, free, exchange pieces, material. Thank you very much. All right, so you can't do that. And if he takes, then the rook is under attack, and I'm going to win the pawn. If he moves the rook, I win the pawn. If he doesn't move the rook, I win, right? So I missed that tactic. So bad on me. I missed not only the free pawn, but the idea of then maybe even coming back here and splitting those two, right? I mean, so if he doesn't take, let's say he just does this, I get to still come here and attack both of them, and I'm still happy. Because if I ever take this, too bad. That turned out to be a good wasted move. Anyway, you get the idea. All right. So I think I missed this free pawn with good tempo, with good attack. I missed that. I did miss that. And so therefore I missed that, right? Getting that out of the way, getting onto this diagonal. I missed tactics. But at the time I was like, I'm winning, I'm way ahead. I didn't even look for a lot of tactics. I honestly, I did not look for tactics. I said his pieces are all boxed up. He is doing nothing. He has no place to go. So do I look for tactics or do I improve this piece? And I just decided, slow death, I'll improve the piece. I'll improve the piece. Now, he's got a little more aggressive. And again, I have opportunities here, tactical opportunities. And one of them, real simple, is getting back to attacking that. Now, he can move it because I don't have the two rooks there yet. But all I have to do is move here with check, or move anywhere, and I can get back into the mix. I could even do check first. His king can move. I was thinking I could take the bishop. If he takes here, that's just terrible, right? Just free candy all over the place. So I thought for a little while about this move. This was my idea. I did see this and I thought, yeah, okay, but now what? I thought I would take. He doesn't have to take this way. He could take this way. And then it's like, okay, now what are you going to do? Because you go back. And I'm winning. I'm still up a piece. I wasn't that excited about this move, this situation. Granted, I probably also could have moved here, right? And try to trade off the other knight, but try to, because he doesn't have to. And yeah. So I didn't see any clear win. So I thought, okay, again, patience. I'm just going to do this, and I was planning to do this next, because I can be patient. He has no moves. That's my thought. Yeah, I don't know if gin. No, I don't think so. A little bit of alcohol a day is supposed to be good, like wine, a glass of wine. They said a long time ago, people in Italy were living really long and they all had a glass of wine every night. Yes, Stockfish might. Stockfish also likes free candy, though. Stockfish likes free candy. All right, so we got the push. And now, again, he could trade, or he can't go here. And he goes there, right? Back to where he was. And now I have more pawns coming at him anyway. He decided to trade, and I took with the bishop. And I took with the bishop because now my bishop has threats. And I liked the bishop take because I wanted to get the bishop into the game. My first thought was here. And I thought if I did that, the rook might come here to protect the pawn, and then my bishop comes here, and then I get to win this pawn still, and I'm still looking at destroying him by doing that. So that was my thought, and he helped me out because now where I wanted to go here, but I couldn't, so I was going to go here first to pull him away. Well, now I don't have to pull him away. He went there on his own and gave me this. And he resigned at that point. Good luck, Chess Wizard. We got to get you some better openings, my friend. Solid opening. So 13 minutes for me left, 16 minutes for my opponent. We both did use our clock. I got ahead early a piece, which was nice. It made life a lot easier for me, being ahead a piece, of course. Well, start off with getting a pawn, right? The pawn was the first thing. And so now, psychologically, because you're down material, psychologically, for me, I feel better. I feel like I'm winning, while my opponent probably felt the opposite, that he was losing because he was down even just a pawn. All right, so, and then this move, I liked all my moves. And I like this move especially because I had planned out all of, not of this, but I planned out, I thought he would really figure, oh, I get a free piece and I still protect. Ha! I'm going to destroy this guy. I got a piece. I thought he would get a free piece. And then I was ready to give away the rook, of course, for checkmate. And this wouldn't work anymore. But we say it all the time. I say it all the time. If there's only one move, right, guys? There's only one move to save your bacon. You're going to find it. This doesn't save the bacon. You just take it with the pawn and you're in the same situation. Doesn't save, it's a checkmate. Doesn't save, it's a checkmate. So the only bacon saving move is not this one. Is to give up a free piece to stop mate. You have to give up a free piece to stop mate. Right? That's the way it goes, guys. Now, he probably could have moved the rook too, and then I would have taken, and then he could try to move his king over, but then I kept the bishop with the checks. It's just going to be uglier. I think it's still going to be mate. Still going to be mate. All right, so, but he's going to find the move. I was looking at him doing this one, and this was the one I had to think ahead and to make sure this and this worked, because if it didn't, I was going to be frustrated. If he could take here and get away with it, I was like, I'd just lose a piece. So I was happy. I was happy, happy, happy. All right. Grunfeld is playable, Ratchet. I like that as an opening, but Chess Wizard, I would highly recommend you play. I'll give you an opening later. I have one in mind, and it's a solid opening against check the perk and the Philidors, and you can also just look at playing D5 back. I mean, seriously, King's Indian Defense I really like, especially if you're of a mind to play King's Indian Attack. So you can what would you call it? Bookend the two together. King's Indian Attack, King's Indian Defense. You're learning just one opening, basically, for white and black, and then you just need an opening against E4. So I like that. I do like the King's Indian Defense. I do like the King's Indian Attack even more. But I like the idea of learning only one line. The same way I play the Birds and the Dutch. Because guess what? They're so alike. I mean, they're basically the same opening. One with the move or one with loss of a move. So Birds and the Dutch. King's Indian Defense, King's Indian Attack. All right, guys. We had a nice stream tonight. We talked about what's the difference between a Grandmaster and the rest of us. What does it take to become a Grandmaster? And I have to change my principle of the week for finding a better square for your piece when you're not sure what else to do. Improve your pieces, guys. Improve your pieces. That's the way I want to be thinking. That's why I hear John Bartholomew think, and that's what I like. He's not pitching opening studies. He's not doing streams where he's showing you all these new opening ideas. What John Bartholomew does is show you how he thinks. And one of the principles and one of the things he uses when he thinks is, okay, I don't know what to do. I can make this knight better. How can I make that knight better? I can make this bishop better. How can I make that bishop better? I can connect my rooks. How can I do that? So I love that. That's what I think we should all be doing. Yeah, I like Bartholomew's teaching. Okay, well, you can have her help you with D4 too. I'm curious to see what opening she has you playing. I'm trying to remember what she plays. I thought she played the French. I thought maybe she doesn't. I don't remember what she plays. We can find out. What does she play herself, right? You got me curious now. So one of the things, as you guys know, you could do is you can use opening tree and see how people play. I'm just going to put this on for black. En passant, unfortunately, it doesn't let you yet put in the opening move that you're going to see against, which would in this case be E4. But she played the Caro-Kann that time. It's just a King's Pawn game, King's Knight opening, Caro-Kann. Looks like she's a Caro-Kann player. She did play the perk, played another Caro-Kann. Let's see about serious games. Let's just knock this down to Rapid. I don't even know if she plays any classical online. Rapid I consider more serious. Caro-Kann, Caro-Kann, Caro-Kann. Perk. Van Croys. Caro-Kann, Caro-Kann, Caro-Kann. English. That's not her choice. Caro-Kann, Caro-Kann. Okay. I'm going to say she's a Caro-Kann player. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Sustained defense is excellent opening. Excellent. Right? That was Beth Harmon's favorite opening. Actually, her favorite opening was E4 and hoping her opponent played the Sicilian, but she also played the Sicilian as black. I'm actually reading the book. Not appropriate for kids. Not appropriate for kids. It's not overly bad, but not appropriate for little kids. No. Adults, yeah, it's a good book. So far, anyway. Okay, yeah. Who's gonna complain about the Sicilian defense? I think you could have used the Sicilian, the Caro-Kann, or the French. You would have been fine. I think she would have accepted any of those, my friend. Yeah, and you always can play E5 back. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about openings. It depends on your study time. Yeah, you might get me there. Might get me there. I've actually looked at it in my career before because it transitions to the French as far as I'm concerned. It just seems so slow to get there, but it does get you a better, it gets you the bishop, right? Yeah, to me, it's just, it feels slow to get there. So, um, and so now you're in an advanced variation of the French, but you don't have that move, but it's basically the same, right? Because it would normally be boom, 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 boom. This would be the same as the French, and it would still be. Would it be White's move here? Why is my brain dead? It's probably because I've been up a long time and I just played a really serious chess game. No, see, this would be Black's move. Okay, so I'm right. This is what bothered me. So this would be Black's move. Okay, so we're losing a move in essence, but we know that, right, that you play the bishop out. So you get the bishop out so it's not trapped. Okay, bishop's not trapped. I don't know. I don't know how to play against the. I don't want that. I don't know how to play against the Caro-Kann, so I can't tell you good and bad. I know you've done this one ratchet. I know people play different trappy moves. I'd even say this is feasible. But the idea is that however you want to play it, I think you're going to end up trading your good bishop for his bad bishop. But his bad bishop isn't bad because he's on the outside of the pawn chain. But I've seen many games that Sudoku's Chess and others have played, and eventually what happens is, at some point, eventually what happens is, let's say we do this thing, and we've seen this thing. I don't know if you want to trade or you want to back up, but let's say you trade, and then we see this, or actually we usually see this much earlier. Somewhere in there we get this. And then this move, you already moved it once, you end up moving it a second time to attack the base, which is what the French does right away. So the only thing that I could say that the Caro-Kann has as an advantage over the French is that this bishop is no longer here. So if you know how to trade off this bishop or use the bishop later in the game, then I don't see it as a big advantage playing the Caro. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's a fine opening. Yep. I don't know about a huge plus because, again, you could trade it this way. You can still trade the bishop. Let's see. Chesswiz said he loves this Caro. Anybody that takes that much time to write it in, we should look at it. By the way, new thing from Lichess. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Look at this. You get all this explanation about the opening. I think that's pretty cool. All right, so e4, e4, d4, d5. E takes d5. C takes d5, which could be the queen, but he takes with the c. And then bishop to d3. Yeah, okay. So a little imbalance, right? We have a semi-open file versus a semi-open file. I kind of like the king's file, just the way I play. I also like the 4-pawn up here, but I kind of like the king file more. That feels like a more fun attacking file than here. So yeah, I would probably like white better here than black if I had to play one side or the other. Yeah, figure knight to c6, figure c3. Yep. Knight to f6, bishop to f4. Look at you, Mr. Book, Mr. Opening Book. Do you have all those memorized, my friend, Linear? Bishop to g4. Queen to b3 is a play. You could also push the pawn. This also looks like, it reminds me of a French, exchange French. And I actually like this when I play. Because now the bishop leaves, your knight comes here next, you castle, and the queen can still go there, but doesn't have to. And I still have both bishops raking this way. Is it really weak there? Because I that would be my tendency. I would also play it because it keeps the knight out of here. I believe it's weak. I have to look at it. But I play a variation of the French exchange, which goes this way. So, anyway, that's just me. I like that. But okay, you're saying the opening line goes queen to b3, queen to d7. Okay. Protecting the pawn. Queen to d7, and then we play some chess. Yes, always play chess eventually. So this is valid. This is also like the French. Even the game I just played, the queen goes to b6. So this is like playing a French in reverse, except it's not really a French because that pawn isn't gone. This pawn is. So I understand. I'm with you. I say, okay, this is an opening. But yeah, I think I would like to analyze this. And by the way, this has been played multiple times. One time right here by two 2,500 rated players. Here by a 23 and a 2,600 rated player. And by the way, black won both of those games. So there you go, Linear. It makes you look good. But white did win at least one of them here, 23.95 versus 24.57. Oh, in this situation, you say here something. What happens here? Knight to b to d2, e6, and knight to f6 is already there. So I don't know which line you're showing me. You had knight to f6 up here, my friend. You already had knight to f6. Oh, okay, knight to f3. Yes. Okay, knight to f3. And then for the queen, I don't like that. Couldn't you just take it and double up your pawns? Oh, no, because you already moved knight to d2. Never mind. Okay. Hey, well, this is what I like. So, you know, if you're playing me and I get to play this, we can see who can prove who's better. Now, it doesn't matter, right? Because it depends on how it plays out. But I would feel comfortable playing this as white. Very comfortable playing this as white. But again, it's because it feels like the French. Something for me to think about. I might have to throw this into a study. I'll just throw it out. I've been throwing a lot of junk into my English study. All right, let me get some sleep, guys. I've got to put the cats to bed. That chess cat needs to get in the cage. So let's go find somebody to raid. Play Line Chess actually is not a streamer in our union, so I wasn't going to hit him up. Johnny D is, again, the only one online when I'm ready to hit somebody up that I follow. So Play Line Chess is a strong player. I lost to him in the Lone Wolf tournament. So I wouldn't mind hitting him up, except, again, because I have a streamer available, I would feel remiss to raid somebody else that's not in our union. Yeah, but unfortunately, P-Flight, thank you for P-Flight, which is third person again. The problem with your suggestion is Daria isn't in the Streamers Union, and there is somebody in the Streamers Union, Johnny D, that's available to hit up. You know what I'm saying? So I always feel like I got to hit up somebody in the Streamers Union as our first choice. Oh, really? Computer really doesn't like F3. Good thing I'm not a computer. Because I'll probably keep playing it until I play strong enough players that are as good as the computer and they punish me for it. Because I like it. I like it. But I do like the idea of the knight to on D2 and then the other knight to F3. That's more normal. So I might try it. But yeah, I don't follow ChessWizard. I can't just follow the computer. I can't. And you'd have to show me why. I know it's down a lot. Okay, show me the follow all the way through, and then show me, and then maybe I'll go with it. Yeah, I gotta go with the Streamers Union. Oh yeah, well, of course, theory and computer agree because the computer's using the theory, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, you could get books that don't agree. Other books don't agree with other books. Depends on the author and when it's written. Yeah, Johnny D is always there. Johnny's always available for me to raid because he's always there. All right, let's get past the commercial before we raid him, though. And you guys could play against Johnny D. But I will tell you what, though, on P-Flight, I will go check out your suggestion. Daria makes games. I will go check him out. And if he's clean, no cursing, good for youth, I will ask him to join the union. And then if he joins the union, I will hit him up next time. Oh, okay. Okay, it's a she. Oh, okay. Oh, I love clean ones. So you almost talking me into a P flight. How many followers does she have? Let's go to another. Let's go check her out. You almost talked me into it, P flight. Oh yeah, the Streamers Union did change their name. No, Busy. I don't think that's the correct name. Oh, Busy, you're a card tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna go peek right now. I'm gonna go take a look. Let's see what's going on with Daria Makes Games. Let's see. Let's hear a little bit. How good is Daria? I'm a beginner. TK's there. Hey, TK likes her. Let's see, 345 followers. Woo, she's doing pretty good, but she would still fit in with us. What is CG? What is the CG industry? Computer gaming industry? Oh yeah, making a game called The Land Forgotten. The Land Forgotten. Nice. All right, I tell you what. We'll go off. We'll go off script because she's clean. For she's clean, and I've already hit up Johnny like 2,000 times. All right, we will see. I will rate her, but when I rate her, you guys have got to tell her about our streamers community team. No, not right now. She's not singing. Yeah, see if she wants to join the streamer community team. All right, sound good? And maybe I'll make a new friend this way. All right, guys. I will see you later. Remember, when you don't know what to do, find a piece that's not as good as good a square as it could be, and improve it. See you guys later. Have a good night. Oh, Friday I'm not streaming, but we are having the tournament, and Ratchet is going to be commentating on the tournament. 11 o'clock. See you later.